Alright, so for the second video, for the trombone, we'll be going over the B-flat scale, or B-flat major scale. So most of this you already know. We're just going to be kind of putting it together, starting a little slower and then speeding up. So just a little review from last video, basic notes that I taught you, or you probably already knew them, so I was just refreshing your memory, but these basic notes are what constitute the B-flat major scale, and just putting them together makes it a scale. So we'll go over them real quick. First we have, I'll try to play it this way so you can sort of see the position, but first we have the low B-flat in first. Then next we have the C in sixth. Then we have the D in fourth. Followed by the E flat in third. Then the F in first. Followed by the G in fourth. Second to last is the A in second. And lastly is the B flat in first, the highest note, your tuning note, one you should be pretty familiar with. So that right there, if I put that all together, is the B-flat major scale. So I'm gonna play it now with whole notes, and then I'll play it with half notes, and then I will play it with quarter notes, and then from there, if you want to go faster than that, you can feel free to do so on your own. But B-flat major scale is a great way to warm up because it has pretty much every note you're going to be using, so there's not much better way to do so. So yeah, we'll get started with that now. I'm probably not going to use a metronome. I'm just going to tap my foot, but feel free to play or do your slide positions along with me. Yeah, this is just a useful tool to have. So first we'll do it with whole notes. So, you notice I went up and back down. That's kind of, at least at the high school level, that's what's normal. I think you'll probably start doing that in middle school. I don't know if you'll do it in elementary, yeah, that's the whole thing in whole notes. I'll play it in half notes now, and I'm also going to cover the arpeggio after this because that's another useful thing to know. So here we go in half notes. So, sorry, just think for a second. Two things to think about there. So that was the same thing in half notes. Firstly, for breathing, I might be a video on this later on, not totally sure, but just to mention this because it's useful for scales. You want to be taking fast and deep breaths, so is sort of the motion you want to go through there. The more you can get in the habit of that, the better airflow you'll have, the more easily you'll be able to play a wider variety of notes and volumes. So there's that. Also the arpeggio at the end. The arpeggio, something that goes along with scales. I don't totally know the it's based off of solfege stuff, but that's not important. Probably don't need to know it, but in case you want to or do, or are wondering what that little thing at the end of the scale is whenever you're playing it, it's just this sequence of notes. It's the lowest note, so your B flat, then followed by your third lowest note, so your D, and then your fifth lowest note, so your F, then your highest note, which is a B flat, and then back down to the F. I actually played it wrong. I played something else, but this is what you should know, not what I played earlier. I played something different. Focus on this though. I'll play it again when we do the quarter note scale, so you can just hear how it's supposed to sound. So you go back down to your F, then your D again, then your B flat again. So just all together, it's going to sound like this. That thing that I played earlier, don't worry about it. Sort of a different variation on an arpeggio, might be covered later, but so yeah. Lastly, we'll play the B flat scale one more time in quarter notes, and then I'll play the arpeggio in quarter notes, and then I think that'll be all. Hope I'm not moving too fast. If at any point this gets a little confusing, I would recommend either watching the last video again or just going to the beginning of this video where I played in whole notes, or demonstrate it position by position, because that's the easiest, slowest way to pick it up. But just in case you want to be playing this on your own or along with me, I feel like it kind of helps to hear it faster or at the speed that most people are playing it at your level. So, I mean, once you get further on, you'll play twice as fast as this. But so yeah. Lastly, we'll do it in quarter notes with the arpeggio. So that's it. You'll notice just based off of habit, because this is how we played in high school, I always start with a half note and end it with a whole note, and then the arpeggio is in half notes. I think you should be familiar with what half note, quarter note, and whole note are. In case you're not, whole note is 4 beats, half note is 2, quarter is 1. Kind of a problem if I've been saying it all this time and that's like a foreign concept, but hopefully not. So yeah, I think that's about everything. Yeah, good stuff.